He had everything the world said mattered. Money that bent rules, power that opened doors, pride polished to perfection. Evan Hawthorne lived above the city, untouchable and unmoved, until a woman who knew nothing about his billions stepped into his life and quietly changed the meaning of everything. Lily Marlowe didn't want his wealth, his name, or his world. She wanted truth, warmth, and a love that felt real. And the moment Evan realized he was willing to risk more than his fortune, more than his pride, for her, he should have known. Some love stories aren't just written by chance, they're written by fate, waiting for the right moment to be discovered. Before we get into the juicy details, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more romantic stories. Evan Hawthorne was the kind of man who had everything. A sprawling penthouse with floor-to-ceiling windows, a fleet of cars that could make any enthusiast dizzy with envy, and a reputation for being untouchable in the world of business. Yet, for all his wealth, there was a quiet emptiness he couldn't quite fill. That was until Lily Marlowe waltzed into his life, literally. She was vibrant, effortlessly laughing, as she bumped into his arm in a cafe downtown. She didn't know who he was, and that was exactly the charm. Unlike everyone else in his orbit, she didn't see Evan Hawthorne the tycoon. She only saw him as Evan, the man who offered her a crooked smile, a free coffee after a spilled cup, and the warmth of an unguarded moment. Days turned into weeks, and weeks into months. They picnicked in the city park under cherry blossom trees, danced barefoot on her tiny apartment balcony to old jazz records, and spent long Sunday mornings talking about everything and nothing. Evan found himself shedding layers he didn't know he had, sharing secrets and dreams with Lily in a way that no boardroom ever demanded. One evening, on a terrace overlooking the twinkling city lights, Evan took her hand and whispered, "You know, Lily, more than my billions, more than my pride, this, us, means the world to me." Lily's eyes shimmered with the soft glow of sunset, and she squeezed his hand. "I feel the same. I've never," her voice faltered, a mix of awe and certainty. They leaned in, the city fading behind them, and shared a kiss that felt like coming home. Evan's world had shifted. Wealth, accolades, even his meticulously planned life suddenly felt trivial compared to the warmth of Lily's hand in his. But just as the stars began to bloom in the night sky, Evan's phone buzzed insistently on the table. He picked it up, eyes widening. Lily, curious, leaned over, and he hesitated. "Lily," he murmured, voice tight with disbelief, "you won't believe this, but it's about you." Her brow furrowed. "About me?" Evan swallowed hard, glancing at her with a mix of wonder and fear, knowing that what he was about to say could change everything. And that's when the screen lit up with a message that made them both stop breathing. Evan's fingers hovered over the phone as Lily leaned closer, her heartbeat echoing in his chest. He finally met her eyes, his own wide with disbelief. "It's a message from your publisher. They found a first edition manuscript you wrote years ago, Lily. One you never submitted." Lily blinked, stunned. "What? That was a private draft. I thought it was lost." Evan scrolled through the email, showing her the attachment. "It's incredible. They want to publish it. They're offering a full contract, advance included." Lily's eyes glimmered, part joy, part nervous excitement. I can't believe this is real. All those stories I wrote in the evenings, they could actually reach people." Evan smiled, brushing a strand of hair behind her ear. "Not just reach them, touch them. Just like you've touched me." Her cheeks warmed, and she laughed softly. "You always know what to say, don't you?" "I only speak the truth when it matters," he said, leaning closer. "And this matters. You deserve this, Lily. More than my billions, more than my pride. You deserve everything you dream of." They stood on the terrace in silence, the city lights sparkling below like a promise. But as Lily reached to hug him, her phone buzzed. She glanced at the screen, and her laughter froze mid-air. Evan noticed immediately. "Another message?" Lily nodded, frowning. "Yes, but this one, I don't understand." Evan, heart pounding, grabbed her hand. "Whatever it is, we'll face it together." She hesitated, then whispered, "It's from someone who claims they know the story behind my manuscript, and they want to meet me tomorrow." Evan's brow furrowed, though his voice stayed calm. Tomorrow? Lily, do you want to go? Lily shook her head slowly, a mixture of curiosity and worry in her eyes. I don't know, but I feel like I have to. Evan held her close, the city humming softly beneath them. Then we go together. Whatever this is, we face it side by side. But even as they held each other, the unanswered question lingered, like a whisper in the night. Who really knows the story behind Lily's manuscript? And why now? The cafe the next morning was flooded with sunlight, all pale wood and quiet music, the kind of place where time slowed down without asking permission. Evan arrived early as always. Lily noticed that about him, how he prepared, how he cared. It wasn't control. It was devotion. She reached across the small round table and laced her fingers through his. Thank you for coming with me. There was never a question, he said gently. This is your moment. Before she could reply, the door opened, and a woman stepped inside. She was elegant in a simple way, silver hair pulled back, eyes warm and observant. She smiled the instant she saw Lily. You came, the woman said, her voice soft. I was hoping you would. Lily stood slowly. You said you knew my manuscript. The woman nodded. I know it because I've been waiting for it. They sat. Coffee arrived untouched. Evan stayed silent, his presence steady, grounding. The woman folded her hands. Years ago, Lily, you sent a short story to a community archive. No name, no signature, just heart. She smiled. It was mine. Lily's breath caught. You read it? I kept it, the woman said. Because it reminded me why stories matter, why love matters. And when your manuscript resurfaced, I knew it was time to return something to you. She slid a thin envelope across the table. Inside was a letter, aged, handwritten, intimate. Lily's eyes skimmed the page, then filled with tears. This is my mother's handwriting, she whispered. The woman nodded. She was a writer too. She trusted me with her work when no one else would. Lily pressed a hand to her mouth, overwhelmed. Evan moved closer, his arm around her shoulders. She always wondered if I'd follow her path, Lily said softly. She never lived to see it. Evan kissed her temple. She sees it now. The woman stood. There's one more thing, she said. Something your mother asked me to give you when the time felt right. Lily looked up. What is it? The woman smiled knowingly. A story she never finished, and a question she left behind for you. She placed a small leather-bound notebook on the table and walked away, leaving silence in her wake.